Warning: this program is intended for adults of legal drinking age. Whiskey is consumed and discussed. The intent is to educate our palates on the differences of whiskey flavors and not an intent to get drunk. Please drink responsibly.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to I Fucking Love Whiskey. I'm Andrew Pearson. I know I keep this very secret into my chest a lot of the time, but I'm going to let you know right now. I fucking love whiskey.
What?
I do.
No. Man, I'm going to jump on that bandwagon.
But, you know, only if you really feel comfortable with it. I don't want to force you to do anything. My co-host, Joseph Limbaugh.
I'm going to change my middle name to I Fucking Love Whiskey because I'm really jumping on the bandwagon. I think that's the plan. Anyway, yeah, I'm Joseph Limbaugh. I fucking love whiskey. And we have the multi-talented Ian Carroll here as our guest. What
Hey,
a delightful
everybody.
human being. Hello.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to have you. You want to drink some whiskey?
All right.
Maybe.
Me
Ian
too.
provided a headshot for today's show that had his mustache really severely waxed up. And so I kind of claimed he was a swashbuckler. Swashbuckler.
Swashbuckler?
Swashbuckler?
Swashbuckler. It's a hard word. It's a hard word, people. Join me in welcoming our first scotch, because I mean, like, let's just jump into it. I don't think there needs to be a lot of description of what the show is. We're going to taste 4 scotches. They're all 13 years old this week. They're all 13 years old. Joseph, take it away.
They're all 13 years old. We're on Outpost 13. And yeah, this is our something 13th show. And oh, look at that. Look at this camera angles. Check it out.
There it is.
Got camera angles.
Live.
It is
Yeah.
Saturday, the 13th of February. Anyway, so here's this
That's
Colila. It's a Gordon and MacPhail independent bottler, 13-year-old Colila from Isla. So it's going to have some peaty goodness in it. It's 43%. And
So this is a new independent bottler that I have not had before, Gordon MacPhail. I don't think I've had this before. I like their bottle. It looks like something from Rivendell.
Yeah, it's got like little...
It's got like little fancy frosted glass. Yeah, it reminds me of, that seems like a bottle like you would get in Middle Earth to me. I mean, maybe it just looks like elvish little swirls. I don't know.
It's the swirls, yeah.
Or maybe I just relate everything to nerdy things.
if that'll focus there. I like how they spelt smoky without an E. Smoky with Pete. Can you read that? Anyway.
Oh, is that like a standard British like spelling of smoky?
I haven't seen that before. I think in Canada we would have spelt it with an E.
You just get a clean
It's
shot of
nose
that.
there.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that's
Hold on.
subtle.
Oh my.
Oh, it's sweet and smoky. There's like a sweetness, but then there's like a smoky like coming around the back.
There it is.
Yeah, very pale. So bourbon barrel, ex-bourbon barrel.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah.
right off the bat. That's the kind of smell you want to smell when you're putting your nose into a scotch.
I get this is gonna sound weird. Toothpaste, a certain type of whitening toothpaste.
Yeah.
I'm not getting that, mostly because I just brushed my teeth. So I'm not smelling any toothpaste because that's
I kind
already
of
in
smell
my nose.
cardboard. Like I kind of smell like freshly cut cardboard.
Oh yeah, like craft cardboard. Like if you were to make I don't know, a castle for your cat in your home.
Exactly. Yeah. Or even just like if you just took a cardboard box that something got delivered in, and you started cutting it into a spaceship, like when I was a kid, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we all made box
little
like vehicles.
Wood pulpy sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that wood pulp. There's like almost like a fresh cut grass going on there somewhere in the real deep reaches of it. A little bit of olive oil even.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, olive oil.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah,
I do feel sometimes like I could just
Right.
say something and we would all agree on it, because it's like once you, well, you know, like to a certain degree there is a bit of, but it's, yeah, I don't know. I don't
There's
care.
my jet
suggestibility, but oftentimes what it is like you're reaching for what is that? What is that? And someone says it, it's like, oh yes, or and maybe it goes a little bit a different way.
Ooh. Yeah, that fresh cut grass is really in there.
I definitely taste that more in the flavor, I think.
But it's like someone went camping out on the yard and now you're tasting it.
It definitely has a very outdoorsy taste. To me, this is like a camping expedition, or like, in the morning when there's dew on everything and you just woke up and you're in a tent or whatever,
Yeah.
you're at outdoor school or at a summer camp.
And your fleece is kind of a little bit wet from being hung out on the post there.
Yeah.
And you have to do the polar bear swim first thing in the morning. They just throw you into the lake. You didn't have that happen to you?
Who's they in this story?
The Scoutmasters.
Okay.
Are you ready for the summer?
I didn't have that.
Are you ready for the sunshine?
Liquor
Birds
and
and bees.
liquor connoisseurs in the chat there. He's going to be the guest next week. Hi, Matt.
Oh, cool.
Oh, lovely. Oh, yeah.
I was
there's like-
singing there. Oh, that
Are
was
you
a
tasting
theme from
licorice
Meatballs,
in
by the
this
way.
one, by the way?
Hmm?
Licorice?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, no, I definitely taste a little bit of like black licorice.
In the finish there, something towards that kind of
Yeah.
okay there. I know where you live. It's going to take me like an hour to get there, so I can't come and do the Heimlich if you're having trouble.
I feel like if you're drinking scotch, you shouldn't have to do the Heimlich because there's no way you're really going to choke on scotch in that way.
It's okay. It's disinfecting the cough on the way down. It's
Don't worry, we're only going up in alcohol content. Ian.
Yeah, it'll only hear you better.
I swear I do something embarrassing every single time. Oh man. I went out to Death Valley a little while ago and I wore a Jedi robe when I was out there. I was going to make some Zoom backgrounds. And I run as fast as I can away from the camera and as fast as I can towards it again over a sand dune. And I haven't run in I don't know, 3 months, longer than that. And yeah, I nearly collapse. And as I'm out there and there's plenty of other people around, someone just goes, "Oh, Obi-Wan's down."
It sounds like the person said that was Scottish. I know you didn't mean it. Oh, Obi-Wan's down. Or like from Liverpool or something. I don't know. Obi-Wan is down.
Obi-Wan is down.
Yeah.
pen.
These are not the Beatles you're looking for. I don't know. Just forget it. Just forget it.
We all live in a yellow submarine.
Some red fruit in the finish too. Something.
Huh.
You're right. Yeah. I mean, I want to say maraschino cherries, but
I feel like it's more like a red apple, but a crisp red apple. That's what I'm getting.
oh yeah,
little bit of
especially with that
stubbornness.
the finish. It's got like the sort of that kind of fruit pectin-y sort of like apple skin kind of thing going on with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I already drank all mine. I guess I should pour some more if we're going to science.
Oh yeah, we need to science this.
Yeah.
I'm going to just put some in just for sciencing.
And where's
need to
your
get out
house
my
in this,
syringe.
Joseph? We want to know your house.
My house? What
What
kind of
house
house
is
this
that?
is? Well, like I said, this is out. I feel like this is a what's the overkill, dude?
What's going on?
What is happening? Are you going
We're
to say
sciencing, right?
This is more
Hold
science
on.
than I'm used to.
anyway? The house for this is like a tent outdoors somewhere, like a beautiful locale somewhere, maybe in Oregon where it's rainy. But yeah, I think this is to me it's or a summer school or an outdoor school. I mean, summer camp sort of a thing.
The nose goes away.
Yeah, it's got kind of a bit of a sourness to it that I don't like. Like it takes away the sweetness.
Yeah, I think it's pushed away that kind of grassy smell, and all you're getting is the kind of decay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like falling leaves.
It does. This before it was like spring. This is like fall, but not in a good way. Like I don't.
I know this. You've cleared away the dry leaves, and there's the wet leaves underneath that are starting to kind of like go all squishy and slimy, and that's
They smell kind of like something bad. Like it's the bad like swampy sort of decay smell.
not gonna stop us from
Yeah,
drinking
the
it.
disappointing fall where your team lost the homecoming game.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would say the same thing in the taste.
Oh yeah, what
Mud.
Do not put water in this.
the? Do not. No.
I kind of like it.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
cool. Yeah, I mean, you can like it. I do not.
It's
What do you like about it, Ian?
It reminds me of Frodo Baggins marching through those swamps that go up to Mordor with all the dead bodies in them. And as you look down, you just sort of see one of them open up their eyes, and then you're just in it.
What were the swamps called? It was something of the dead. It was like, wasn't it
The Dead
Bogs of the
Marshes,
Dead?
maybe?
Dead Marshes, I think. Yeah.
Sounds
No.
right.
Too long.
Everything in Mordor is like dead themed. It's like the Dead City, the Dead Marsh. You know.
I mean, that's Sauron's whole thing is, like, bringing the dead back.
So Ian, here's where I would go with this. So I don't hate it. I fucking love whiskey. So I would still drink it like this. But to me, before, it had all that smoky complexity and all those wonderful flavors that we were going after. And here it just feels like it's disappeared. And I put 1 drop of water in. It feels like it's thin. It's like, we had this nice, rich, oily thing, and now it just feels thin.
Yeah,
Dead Marshes.
It's Dead Marshes. It's not surprising to me because I feel like something that has a lower alcohol content doesn't take to water as well. Like it's already had water added, or it's already, you know what I mean? Like, so
yeah, that drop of water took all the life out of it. It's like it drowned it.
That's where I go. Like, it's not bad, but this reminds me more of our warm up, which is a nice whiskey, but a lot of grain and just kind of neutral tastes. And so
I also might have put in a little less water than what you did, or it's just a different ratio. So I got a different kind of flavor profile. Mm-hmm. So it was pleasantly dead.
And the irony is your eyedropper was so much bigger. So
right. So the reason I don't like it with water is not because I don't like the taste. It's just I miss what went away when we added water. Right. Yeah. This is not a bad whiskey with water. That's not what we're saying.
Yeah.
That's why we do the science.
But yeah, like the leaves of fall after there's been a rainstorm, and also the rain sort of washed, the smog out of the air. So that's in the leaves also. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a camping trip where it rains. Yeah, and you can't. You're just in the tent the whole time, and you're miserable.
Yeah. And you got your sleeping bag wet too.
But it's still kind of cozy and nice in a way, But yeah, the first one was better.
Cozy and damp.
Yeah. Still, it's whiskey.
It is. It's delicious.
It is whiskey.
Yeah. Liquor and liqueur connoisseurs saying, pack up the car. Head home. The rain, nope, not staying with this rain. We're going home. This camping trip is over, you kids. Get in the car.
Go home and play some Nintendo.
All right, I'm gonna pour this next one.
Yeah, go ahead. We're already set up. We pre-pour everything.
This is more tech than I'm expecting from any guest. Although, if liquor and liqueur connoisseur can pick up the tech next week, I don't know. You got the gauntlet thrown here.
Sure do. Oops.
Oh, what the?
That's not going to go good with my equipment.
Okay, you're rinsing the shot glass. Okay, good. You're drying it. Because otherwise you're adding water right now.
Good point.
Yeah, you need a little towel or something, Ian.
Your t-shirt.
A little towel. Wait.
Yeah, a little paper towel or something. Ideally, paper towel.
This?
Yeah, I think ideally a paper towel, because that'll get all the water out. Like a cloth towel will not get the water out.
I could step away and grab that. Don't talk about me behind my back, guys.
Okay. We can vamp. Is he going on?
Right.
Here's the thing about Ian.
Exactly.
Okay, the thing about Ian is the thing, and then the other thing, and also
when he's so he's got the hair thing going on.
Oh right, yeah. No, he totally has hair.
He's got hair. He's got
and
hair.
it's pretty long as well.
It's all over his head.
Oh, it's true. It's all over his head.
Okay, I'm back, you guys.
Oh,
and
hey,
welcome. And that is the secret of whiskey.
Exactly.
Oh, good. Hey, you guys, you didn't mention about anything about my hair or
no. We would never go there.
Yeah.
I knew I could count on you guys.
I'm gonna go ahead and sniffle this while Ian is
so
tell us what we got.
Ooh, our second bottle is SMWS, baby, Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. This is sweet and savory excitement. This is something they released for Burns Day, Burns Night, which was recently, which I should know the date of, and someone in the chat will say, I'm sure. Robbie Burns Night.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Monday, right? It was a Monday, I think. Anyways, I won the lottery to be able to buy the bottle. That's how they work. You don't win the bottle, you win the right to buy it. Anyways, 13-year-old. This is a Inchmurrin, which is a Loch Lomond, their peated variety, I believe.
Where's that?
No, sweet and savory. That's not true. It's just on the kind of east coast of Loch Lomond, which is down lower, just above Glasgow. Yeah, you're very close. You're very close there, somewhere in that region.
It's right there.
Yeah.
In the east. Probably right there. Probably where the little circle is.
Yeah.
That seems pretty close to the border.
No, it's in the middle.
No, the border with England is down in the lower.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
These are regions of Scotch. This is like the Highlands up here. Down here is the
Lowland.
the lowlands, obviously, and et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, I got that from Scotch Malt Whiskey Experience.
Lovely.
This is 273. It is, as I said, an Inchmurrin and sweet and savory excitement. 13 years old. Highland.
I mean, I love SMWS, but I'm just gonna say, like, you did the right thing, like bidding to be able to buy this, because just the nose of this is going to be one of my favorite whiskeys. I'm certain.
Yeah, different nose.
Second fill ex Madeira Hogshead.
Wait a minute.
Like it's got some of that candy store quality. Like it's definitely got a sweetness, like a caramel to it, but it's also got like a nice savory quality. Like this is delicious.
Like a port almost in terms of the deep richness of the nose.
Oh,
yeah,
gosh,
it's like
you guys are saying
into
all the best stuff.
Yeah, you said all the stuff there is to say. We've said all the best stuff already, so there's nothing else to say.
But it is a gorgeous color.
Yeah, I feel like I'm sinking into a mahogany chair made of caramel.
Yeah, the caramel just like,
oh boy,
that gooey ooey yumminess, that umami of it.
Or like on a river of creme brulee.
Oh, it's like, have you guys ever had like those like really dark honeys? Like a honey that is made out of, I don't know. I think there is like a barley honey out there that like the bees have been foraging on barley, and it's kind of like, it still has all that honeyness to it, but it's like really, really deep, rich, and intense. It's like, these bees are really tough because this is all they could eat.
Yeah, I feel like this house is made of dark, rich wood, and it is also somewhere in like in a woods, but still near society. And yeah, there's just a
little off a path. That looks like it's just an unassuming bit of wood.
Yeah. And whoever's in this house is baking up some amazing shit. Like not just sweet stuff, but like especially stuff that's, I feel like stuff that's both savory and sweet, like an apple pie where you have the crust that's like that delicious bread, and then inside is like that rich sweetness. It's stuff like that, And
I'm a vegetarian, but I think there's like a roast in the oven or something.
Yeah.
I have a roommate whose name is also Ian, who is not a vegetarian, unlike me.
That can't cause any confusion. Ian's don't eat.
Yeah. Yeah. But he did make recently a peanut butter steak sous vide. So he took peanut butter, put it over top of the steak, sealed it in a bag, sous vide it.
Sounds good to me.
Apparently it was pretty good. I never got to taste it because I'm vegetarian.
Yeah. But I back in the early noughties, when I was still eating meat, I did have a hamburger that had peanut butter smeared on top of it, and I didn't think it would be good, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, that was one of the things. I used to work at Farrell's ice cream parlor and restaurant, and I was a fry cook, and one of the ingredients you could put on the burger was peanut butter. And I was always like that's one of the ingredients, but like people would order it. I've never tried it, but apparently it's super delicious. And I've seen it elsewhere now. You can get peanut butter on a burger. So
yeah, I think peanut butter is one of those ingredients that goes pretty much with everything. Except maybe tacos. I'm not sure if it goes with tacos.
I can see it going with tacos.
I had tacos with pickles in them. This is really good.
This is my favorite whiskey.
This is my favorite whiskey. Yeah.
What is happening to my mouth?
Wow. Yeah, I feel like I'm in a water slide made of caramel. Like instead of water, it's like just sliding
down the barrel.
Yeah.
That was the most pleasant feeling of there. There's all these notes of mold in there that are like really pleasant mold, like not what you would expect. But
that ending is like a long, warm hug. Like the finish is like I'm going to hug you. I'm going to keep hugging you. It's going to be fine. I still feel it.
It's a long finish.
Yeah.
Whoa. And it also keeps surprising you in the finish. Like most finishes, you're like, okay, licorice, still licorice,
Here and just like,
licorice.
but
This one goes.
Oh, you didn't notice this flavor? Oh, and then it is coating my tongue. It is just all over there.
Goodness. Good
Wow.
gravy.
Do you want to read the tasting
Yeah.
notes they have?
Let's hear those tasting notes, man.
All right. I'm old, so I have to hold it like at arm's length here. Sweet and savory excitement. A sweet savory combo. Notes of butterscotch, dark chocolate, and salted caramel. Nuances of balsamic glaze, sandalwood, ginger, and white pepper.
I can see
Oh,
the
yeah.
sandalwood. I would
Okay,
probably have
yeah.
said cedar.
No, I definitely sandalwood. I see what you're saying with cedar now. Damn.
It's a
Yeah,
little
the
too
panel
spicy
had
for
more notes than
sandalwood.
that. Anyways,
Oh God.
are you okay, Ian?
Yeah.
I can drive over
It's
there in
just really
time.
good.
And actually, I can't drive now that I've been drinking. So
Now I feel like I'm putting my head into a cedar chest of drawers and just smelling the, you have that strong, fresh cedar smell.
oh yeah, which is so nice when you take those wool things out of that cedar chest. It's just that's in there.
It's
This-
like a tree fell in the forest, and when it did, a whole ecosystem of mushrooms came out of it, and they just really love patchouli. And there's a like a mushroom commune here in my mouth.
Wow. Is anyone going to science this? I feel like we got it.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I
Yeah.
can do it.
Oh, the pepper in the finish. Oh yeah.
I'll take a bullet. I'll take the bullet.
I'll go along
Although
with
who
it.
knows? It might be good.
I still got more of this, so
It might be. Yeah, I got a little bit more too.
hold on, let me make sure I got that. Focus on the
Huh. I don't dislike it. It definitely gives me access to some stuff I didn't have before. Yeah, there's like a little more tang, a little more sweetness.
This doesn't feel controlled, Ian. This feels very much like you're using a shotgun to try and put a needle into someone's arm.
More of that pepper.
still.
Definitely more pepper.
Hold
And
still.
there's more like pepper and spice in here.
Oh my goodness.
There we go.
SMWS.
It's all gonna be okay.
How long has it been since you were tranquilizing elephants?
Oh, well, the pandemic put a stop to most of that.
I think I like it better a bit without the water. It doesn't it's not. It gives it more burn. It gives it more heat. It gives it more pepper. It's a little more aggressive than it was before.
Oh yeah, it's like it's mad at me for putting a drop of water in it.
It does seem like a little angry. Angry now. Like instead of a hug, it's more like a it's like it's like you're gonna get into a fight with it, and it's like slowly the tensions escalate, but it's like, fine, we're not gonna fight today, but we might later,
Yeah, it's like that fight of somebody who like really cares about you, and they're like, gosh darn it, I really need to tell you that this is wrong what you did.
Only 280 bottles in existence,
Now,
but they're all sold out.
There are awful people in the world that will buy this and then resell it on whiskey auction houses. I don't condone it, but you could possibly find it there, probably for multiples of the asking price from SMWS.
Now, is there any sort of like thing in place to prevent people from doing that? Like I do wonder. No, they're just like, we're gonna sell it, and what happens. That's so because I hate that. Like if recently I bought a video card, and it's like I got it from the original manufacturer as like a because I'm not going to buy it off of the internet because it's going to be 3 times the price. Like because people just buy up all of the stock of the video card, and then they sell it for
It's our hatred of scalpers. If you're a scalper and that's how you make your money, you're an awful person. Just gonna say.
But like EVGA, you know, they're a video card manufacturer. You can get on a waiting list at their site, and as soon as the cards are available, you can buy them directly from them. And basically, the way they do it, they give you 8 hours to buy it. They send you an email. You have 8 hours to buy it. So it's like, I'm waiting. I'll just buy it straight from the manufacturer. I'm not going to give money to some middleman who put themselves in that position. Like, screw that shit.
And that's what I like about what they're doing with these kind of bottles that are creating a lot of excitement, is that they will put it on, you know, a lottery. So everyone in SMWS who's interested in buying the bottle puts their name in. They pick winners. And you have like 8 hours or 24 hours, whatever it is, to purchase it. And if you don't, then it will be awarded to someone else to give the option to purchase the bottle. And that seems much fairer.
With the water, I'm definitely getting more of that butterscotch too, like really, really butterscotch. I'm getting that in the nose.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have one more sip and then I'll go water.
I want to see what you think. Like, I'm interested to see what you think. It doesn't ruin it.
I'm not the be all and end all of any decision making here about this. I just tell you what I like.
But you've got like a whole bottle, so you know.
I can take the hit. It's something.
Oh yeah, this
like toast comes out in the nose.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but this has got to be my favorite whiskey.
You can't believe you're saying it. We say it like 50 times an episode. Like, I can just see Thad's like hovering over the favorite whiskey button, going, "Oh, okay, we'll push it again." I believe you're saying it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, there it goes again. Yeah.
Yeah, this is glorious.
Like some toast or something. I don't hate it. The nose with water.
Do you smell the butterscotch? But you smell the butterscotch with the water, because I'm really getting it.
I mean, I can smell it, but I don't taste it. I taste anger.
Yeah, the taste is different than the nose.
You taste the emotion?
More specifically, it's the anger of an older sibling who has just caught you cheating on a test.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the anger of an older sibling who you've borrowed something of theirs but didn't ask them. That's what I think. Similar, very similar, but just a slightly
different. Like the second one's going to get you punched. What? You took my Nintendo Wii without asking me? Here you go. There, you're welcome.
I don't know if it'll get you punched. I feel like the second one is a little more personal and a little more.
Yeah, you're right.
And the first one has more judgment of like, who cares if you cheated on a test? Like, who gives a shit? It's not your older brother or sister's issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The asparagus gets it. Siblings get mad for cheating on a test. Yeah,
I'm not sure if you know about this about me, guys, but I'm an only child.
Every family is just like mine, Ian. Every family is just like my family.
I don't have any siblings, so I'm just making this all up based off of what I think a sibling is like.
Okay, so that's why you don't know. Okay, we're gonna give you a pass on that. Yeah, but like, we wouldn't even be talking about the siblings unless you brought it up. So
sure. I've seen it on TV sometimes though.
The Brady Bunch.
Even that this is gone, like that nose is so good.
Oh, I was gonna say, this is one of the noses I could just sit in and just be here for a long time. But we have a finite amount of time on our show, so that can't happen.
We got to move forward to the next whiskey.
In 2 minutes.
I think. 2 minutes.
I'm going to miss you.
You know what, I'm going to put the lid on this and I can come back to this after the show.
Yeah.
I'm going to rinse my mouth out. Ian's going to pour into a brandy glass.
Why not?
Brandy, you're a fine glass. What a good whiskey glass you would make.
It's a good whiskey glass.
The lyrics. What are we having next? We're having the red diesel next. Yeah.
Glen Scotia, red diesel.
Yes. Okay. So let me tell you, I took a trip to Scotland and I went down to Campbelltown with some friends and we went to, Springbank, which is one of the 2 distilleries in Campbelltown. The other one, well, there's actually 3. The third one is run during the 2 weeks that Springbank shuts down. It's owned by the same person, but he started this new, not Hazelburn. What was it? I know it. Kilkerran. Glengoyne. He started this new distillery.
Is it Glengyle? Glengyle's a different one then? Glengyle?
Glengyle, yeah. It's
those are
the bottles are called Kilkerran.
Okay.
The release they do is Kilkerran, like Ardbeg does in Ugadal. So it's Kilkerran from the Glengyle distillery. So there's 3 distilleries there, and we went to the other 2. Didn't go to oh my God, Andrew, Glen Scotia, because we didn't really know it that well. And I feel like since we went there, every single month there's a new Glen Scotia release that just blows our socks off. And this is one of them from SMWS. This is called Red Diesel, and we'll find out why in just a moment. 93.106. It's another 13-year-old, because that's the theme of the episode, and it's one of 296 bottles they released of this, and it's half full. I think I like it. And
we've had this on the show before, right? That's what
I
you were
think
saying?
Season 1 sometime we had this, maybe with Brian Lomond. I could go back and look.
That sounds right. That sounds. I was like vaguely remember that show. I think I remember talking about the diesel.
But look at the color. Glen Scotia, SMWS. Like, I love these places. Oh boy.
Ooh. Yeah, there's the diesel.
Oh yeah, right off the top. This is a fishing boat just idling, waiting for you to get on.
I feel like it's a like an old truck that runs on some sort of spun sugar. Like, instead of gasoline, you put, like, butterscotch or caramel or some sort of sugary liquid in the tank, and that's what it's burning. I mean, I guess that's not too far from what's real, because, like, sugar is just a chemical we burn. So,
like a biodiesel of some sort.
yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
I think I was driving behind somebody who had converted an old pickup truck, like a Toyota 1980s pickup truck, into a biodiesel.
It didn't smell like farts?
Difficult to tell. I was in a car that was burning gas. I'm not sure if that actually means anything.
So what? I get the saltiness to it too, which is why I think a fishing boat, just like that exhaust through the ocean water, just popping up and hitting your nose.
This reminds me of the Chesapeake Bay. So I grew up in Baltimore, and the Chesapeake Bay is this very large bay that is got, like, it's about 3 feet deep at any given point, and it's mostly muck sitting at the bottom. Mm-hmm. And the water is half salty and half fresh. So it's just kind of disappointing no matter what you're expecting. And that's pretty much my impression of Baltimore. Sorry, those of you who live in Baltimore. But
we have a big Baltimore viewing contingent. So yeah,
Liquor connoisseur asks if this smells like French fries.
Or was he talking about the biodiesel smelling like French fries? Because it kind of does. It's. Well,
I mean, it kind of to me smells like French fries that have been cooked in, like, something really rich, like duck grease.
Yeah, like a duck fat or something. Yeah.
Or like a truffle oil, like a that's something like that. Like, it smells like fancy French fries.
Yeah.
Not,
some Old Bay, but not very much of it.
Used fryer oil. Yeah, I could smell some used fryer oil in here.
But because it's diesel, I think there's a correlation between that and the biodiesel and how it smells when it's burned. Oh man,
yeah, it's such a great nose though. Even this, like, it's that sort of smell, and it is that smell you get if you ever smell gasoline. And I don't know if you like the smell of gasoline. I do. You know what I mean? It's like I'll smell it and I'll be like, I like that smell. Mm-hmm. And like I could sit in this nose, but it is not. I feel like this is a nose that wouldn't be like, not everyone would be into it.
Not everyone would be into this. No,
there's because it smells like gasoline. It smells a bit like gasoline.
Diesel in the name is something that should warn you off if that's not something you like.
It gets better. I decided to take a taste.
Okay, let's go in.
Ian's always jumping to the tasting.
I am. Yeah. Tires.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that is not subtle. I love it, but that is not subtle at all.
No, I feel like I have to have a second taste before I can.
I mean, there's subtle things going on, but that first sip is like, it is like, this is as close as I will ever get to sipping gasoline. Like, and once again, if you love the smell of gasoline and you're like, I wish I could drink gasoline.
New tires.
Yeah.
These are brand new tires.
This does like taking a sip. It's like taking a sip of a car dealership that sells like sports cars or like perfectly restored like Cords or
Yes.
Model Ts or something like just it's like I'm getting in like it's for somehow they're able to sell like I went back in time and I bought a bunch of like a bunch of like classic cars so they have the brand new smell but they're still classic cars. That's what this reminds me of like that a dealership that's a magical dealership that can somehow smell that. In fact, that's the house that I'm.
Yeah.
It's a car
Leather
dealership.
seats and oak paneled interior.
Yeah.
Mhm. And just far too much oil and linseed oil and lubricant. Just like
Oh boy,
this
And-
sounds like it should be terrible, but
it does.
oh my gosh,
It's
so
so
great.
good.
and a chauffeur whose name is Remington, who wears jodhpurs and driving gloves.
Oh, that's the linen smell.
Yeah. Oh man, I feel like every sip of this is different too. I'm
trying to nail down what that is in the taste that I'm getting, and it's
there is like some sort of food in there, like a savory baked good of some sort in there. I can't quite say what it is. It might be like I want to say it's like one of those cakes that's like a rum cake, something that has but has a lot of rum, you know?
Candied duck.
It's like a baked thing, but it's got that rich alcohol flavor to it.
you're getting some duck in there, some greasy, gamey sort of something.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, no, definitely duck, like that rich sort of meat flavor. Like duck is so rich.
We're
the
drinking
finish.
Launchpad McQuack, basically.
What? I don't know this reference.
DuckTales.
You
You know, Scrooge McDuck's chauffeur who always crashes the car or the plane.
I missed this series.
I've also not watched DuckTales, like I missed it, but yeah, my wife has seen all the DuckTales.
You know what?
Okay, well, somebody who's my age will get it.
You're gonna science it? I'm gonna wait and see. I'm sure we did this before, so
we probably did.
Let's do that.
yeah.
Can we remember though? That was a year ago, almost.
I definitely don't. I don't remember. A year ago or like 1,000 years ago.
They're kind of either or. There we go. I feel the diesel gets knocked down.
I feel like we should have a we should have some sort of trigger warning on based on what Ian's doing right now. Like, are you afraid of needles or mosquitoes or mad scientists? If you've had a bad an issue with any of those things, then warning, giant needle about to be. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think, Andrew? Should I put water?
It knocks down the diesel. Now,
I'm gonna try it.
I can see a rum kind of pound cake in the nose, maybe a bit more.
I have a feeling that is going to be a good thing to do with this because it is so powerful and strong. I think that
was way too much.
Oh yeah,
you can't.
Yeah, now this very much reminds me of rum cake. When I went to Jamaica, you can get like these amazing rum cakes that are obviously because Jamaica has like amazing rums. That's what it reminds me of like super delicious.
Yeah,
liquor connoisseur is judging you.
Moist little thing that you open up.
Yeah, I know. Connoisseur's like 4 drops.
I meant to do one. I meant one.
But you've got an elephant tranquilizer.
Yeah. It's been working just fine so far.
Sure.
Look, it's the only straw I have. Okay.
You can always put like a little bit of water on your finger, Ian, because the sight gag we've already seen it now. So
I like the sight gag. I'm having fun with it.
Okay, no, you should. I'm just saying that
So I forgot to put a little pipette in Ian's, and I just realized when I dropped off Matt's thing at the mailbox today, I forgot to put a pipette in there. Oops, you'll have to figure out your own way to deliver water into the thing, Matt.
We recommend a giant syringe, the biggest one you can find.
Bigger than Ian's. I mean, like
bigger than Ian's.
Got the camera angles, and he's got the biggest syringe we've ever seen. You got to go bigger. I'm just saying.
I'm disappointed that his syringe is so small. Like I'm like that's the biggest you could find, Ian. Come on, man.
I
haven't tasted this yet with water. I really like the nose.
With water taste.
With the water, with the exceptional amount of water that I just added to it, it's quite good. I'll leave it at that for now.
Oh yeah,
it calms down the alcohol burn in the taste.
Yeah,
I'm getting a lot more subtle flavors. Like some sort of cart pushing, something from a cart that you'd get in the
Something
park.
you get from the cart, like churros or like caramel popcorn or
Some sort of coated
like-
popcorn or coated,
Yeah.
coated pistachios or peanuts or something like that. Just
yeah.
that kind of.
That's sort of like it's never as good as when you buy it from the cart and you get that little greasy bag and you're like eating it out of the bag. Like that's sort of yeah.
In the chat, Major Paul is saying, I don't think I've had any of the Campbelltown varieties. How might they generally compare to Isla Sky? There's a variety of peat or non-peat in what they do. I do believe that Springbank gets their peat from Isla. So the kind of peatiness they put in there is going to have that kind of iodine lean that the Isla malts do. It is subtler. It's not going to smack you in the face like Lagavulin or Lafroig or Ardbeg or anything like that. It's not going to be that kind of peaty punch. But I would encourage you. Like Glen Scotia right now is doing amazing things, and if you see a Glen Scotia release in your local store, grab that.
Yeah.
I am like I
Is there
said,
anything-
I was a Springbank fan. I would, they do Hazelburn, Long Row, and Springbank. They release those three, and then their, summertime distillery when they're cleaning the other one is the Glen Guile, which is the Kilkerran release, and all of those are really good. I knew them all, and I really hadn't had a Glen Scotia. And right now, Glen Scotia, the last 2-3 years, the stuff that's been coming out has just been knocking it out of the park. So,
is there anything currently at K&L from them?
I don't know. Let me type into my browser K. Oh, look at that. It completes the website.
It's almost as if you type in K&L a lot into your browser.
It might be.
Yeah.
Are you, Major Paul, are you in
I think I know Major Paul, and yeah, they are in Los Angeles.
There's a Glen Scotia 15-year-old. There is a Glen Scotia Victoriana, which I have not had. Oh, the Glen Scotia Malts Festival 2020, the tawny port finish. A lot of people are really, really excited about that. And so this is at kandl.com, caolwines.com, and just the best place to grab this sort of thing. And there's also the Perfect Fifth, the 27-year-old Glen Scotia there for $850. I mean, if you've got the kind of money you want to try that, I want you to have you on the show so we can taste it together, because I don't got that kind of money.
Once you've added 4 drops into this, it adds a lot more room, which then combines with that diesel to sort of make you feel like you're somehow some kind of sky pirate.
That's the biggest hat you could find, Ian?
I've got questions. Connect Sky Pilot to the hat you just put on.
Pirate.
Pirate.
Pirate,
yeah.
not Sky Pilot.
Sorry, you made that that Pirates of Penzance error, but in reverse.
I did. Sorry about that.
I do feel like, yeah, I could see that putting 4 drops in wouldn't, you would be able to get away with it with this, because it is such a strong, like it's not subtle at first. Like that alcohol is there. I mean, we're at like what, 58.4%. So yeah,
we're way up there.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, let's read the tasting notes before we move on to the
yes.
Red Diesel. It shouldn't work, but somehow it does. A thrilling mix of red fruits, seashore funk, smoldering farmyard, previously in a bourbon's hogshead. Well, wait a minute. No, it tells you it's in a previous bourbon's hogshead. So why would that be one of the tasting notes? You know what? SMWS, and I have railed against them so many times.
But we love them. Jenna, please be on our show.
We do. No, Jenna, come on our show. I'm going to try and find the full tasting notes online, because they don't put it all on the bottle anymore. And so I'm going to bring around what's some of the things. 93-106.
I'm just gonna say this. I feel like if you're not like into whiskey, like for me, enjoying whiskey is kind of like a ladder. Like there are things you can get that are like, I know you're like, because it's like you don't want to spend a lot of money because it seems like an expensive hobby, but whiskey lasts a long time in the first place if you're drinking it properly. If you're enjoying it, I think. Well, not like, mixing with stuff or like guzzling
Right,
it down. Like
or
it's something,
guzzling it
it's
down,
like
yeah,
a treat for, for every now and again. And also like you can
like I
start
said,
off.
I've had this bottle for well over probably a year and a half, 2 years since it came out, and it lasts.
You also have like 150 bottles in that house.
You just be quiet. You do not tell people how many bottles I have.
But if you want to, like, I'm not I'm not gonna complain about guzzling down whiskey, because sometimes I will drink, I will drink more of a like, if I want to get a little bit of a buzz on, I'll drink a banknote or something, or I'll drink like that for the first part of the night and then maybe end it with something a little special, you know what I mean, or something like that. So like there are accessible whiskeys that are delightful. Like you don't have to spend a ton of money.
Absolutely.
Like $20-$30 a bottle, stuff that you will enjoy. So and then as you do that, you later on maybe try something a little higher up on the range. But
yeah,
because I'm not like a
here's the full notes. Here's the full notes from the website, because they don't put it all in the bottle anymore. The panel were initially trepidatious about this one with its near purple color. Indeed, the first description was of peated cranberry juice. There followed red currants, dried fruits, peaches and cream, iodine, ointments, strawberry jam, syrupy peat oils, red licorice, and bonfire ash. Water brought out blueberry muffins, lavender, burning heather, rare steak with pepper sauce, whole grain mustard, fresh eviscerated haggis, black olives in brine, and lemon compote. The mouth was all smoky bacon, peated fruit jams, wood spice, mushroom powder, engine oil, brine, soot, kelp, and black currant cordial. With water, we got bay leaf, burning newspaper, putty, beach pebbles, flints, wet earth, silage, 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 green peppercorns, and mercurochrome. Matured for 12 years in a bourbon hogshead.
Mercurochrome.
Fresh port barrel.
Liquor connoisseur asks, so what are top picks for $20 or $30?
Oh, listen, folks, I'm going to go right here. Banknote. You should be able to find this in the 20s in your area, no matter where you are. This is a blended whiskey, so it's got malts from a bunch of areas, also grain whiskey in there, but it's got one of the highest percentages of malts in the blended scotches that they're out there. You will be very happy with a banknote. It's got a little bit of peat, it's got a little bit of Highland, very, very nice. We also had Scottish Leader, which we thought was going to be a bad whiskey and was actually perfectly drinkable. That's also in that range. It's actually probably in the teens.
And what's that one you just got that's blended whiskey that's like 28?
Oh,
what, 24?
If you are in the Los Angeles area or the San Francisco area and you can get to Caol, this Fault Line is a 50% blended Scotch whiskey from Douglas Lang in collaboration with Caol. And they've got some peated stuff in here. This is a peated whiskey. So if you like Lafroig or Lagavulin or something like that, it's going to be your appeal for a blended Scotch whiskey. So again, they do a high malt content compared to the amount of grain in here, compared to other blended Scotches. You know what, Caol, why aren't you sponsoring me? For heaven's sakes.
Hey, what about random.org?
Random.org. Listen, we got your random.
What's this last whiskey?
That has time to.
We got here.
Peat's everywhere, man. You're right. Peat is everywhere.
Before we have the last whiskey, I need a sip of water.
And check your local liquor store. If you can find something from like Highland Park or Lagavulin or Lafroig for under $30, just get that.
Yeah.
Right, our last whiskey of tonight.
I do feel like about $40 is a good price point, actually. Now that $40 is like,
you get $40 or under, it's probably going to be a win, unless you're getting something that's $8. I would be concerned.
No, like Lafroig you can get for 40, like Lagavulin, Ardbeg, those are all delicious whiskeys that you can find around that price point. So
the new Ardbeg Wee Beastie is coming in about $45. And it's raw, it's young, it's raw, it's feisty. It's not got the kind of smoother Ardbeg 10 or the Ardbeg Ugadal that I love so much, but it's a great little spirited little entry. So price point. And peat, it's got peat. Hey, let's go to our final whiskey here. This is Powerful Personality, and I've moved off the page where I can read this and tell you what it's about. This is a Glen Elgin. Glen Elgin. It's another 13-year-old because guess what? What's today?
The 13th.
Yeah, there you go. I should have said that off the top of the show a little better than I did, but whatever. It is SMWS 8563, 13-year-old, 58.5, Powerful Personality. And again, leave the tasting notes till later.
I have a little bit of a show.
Yes. Oh, what's going on here?
These are teacups that are used for Chinese tea ceremony, and they're used to taste tea. I spent about 3 years studying tea at a Japanese tea shop, and we had plenty of different types of tea, including Chinese tea, which turned out to be the thing that I really liked. But what you do is you pour in the tea into this cup, place the other one on top, spin it around, and it traps the vapors. And then you pull it out so that you can smell it. So that's what I'm going to try.
I'm all for this experiment.
Interesting. It's a cross-cultural, kind of a fusion.
Right. We just use the coaster on top of our glasses to try and...
That's what we do. We trap them in, let them accumulate, and then we get in there, which I'm going to do.
Yeah, so this is from a few months ago from the outturn of SMWS. This is a refill ex-bourbon barrel, ex-bourbon hogshead, so reformed from different staves. Very pale, but first fill, or no, it's a refill, so it's the second time it's been used for making scotch. So we'd expect a lower contribution of the kind of bourbon tastes. Oh.
Yeah, right?
What the? Hay bale. Fucking love whiskey.
It's a fire, but it's not like a campfire to me. It's like a cleaner fire or a fire in the distance or like a gas fire or something that's
fire,
just
some sort of, yeah.
It's the fire of adventure. No, wait. No, there's something kind of...
Oh, there's something sweet in there.
I fucking love whiskey, the show where we sit and sniffle glasses for a significant amount of time.
But we've also been called the Shakespeares of whiskey because we invent words and tasting notes that do not exist.
My mistress's scotch is nothing like the sun.
I call
Coral is
them-
far more red than her lips red.
I like to think of them as whisk words because they're words about whiskey.
Ah.
Right.
This has got to look really strange.
By Major Paul.
But there's something else here besides like fire. It's like I don't know, there's like a deep, some sort of deep pungent note.
Like a syrup. It's
yeah.
You guys, I'm going to be honest. I just tasted this.
Yeah.
I did. I couldn't resist it. I had to taste it.
Well, I'm going in now, so tell us.
Well, I'm getting citrus. I feel like there's some fruit in there, but I'm trying to determine exactly what fruit it is. Definitely maybe a little bit of grapefruit, I think. But also like a melon of some sort. Like I want to say cantaloupe, maybe watermelon.
Yeah, I would say honeydew and guava.
Edging towards a melon.
Yeah, no, I see. I get honeydew. Yeah.
A sweet melon. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, it is so sweet.
I just want to bite into this one. Like I want to bite into it.
Yeah, but it's like marmalade almost.
Oh yeah, marmalade. That's it. Yes, very much so. That's what I'm getting.
I mean, they're chunky bits, but it's kind of, squishy.
Andrew's got a finger up. It
Chunky,
tastes like finger.
there's chunky bits.
What?
What? What do you mean what? What do you mean what? There's chunky bits?
Yes.
I need more about that.
Well, I don't know if you've ever just taken a jar of marmalade and just sort of reached your hand into it and just sort of scooped out some and put it in your mouth. But when you do, there are chunky bits.
Yes.
And then there's squishy bits.
I mean, like
And it's
if I
sort
was
of
going,
chunky squishy.
to me, if I was going to assign a like a texture to this, which is ridiculous because it's a liquid, but I get where you're going. There's a synesthesia quality to it. To me, this is like biting into something crisp, like a crisp, like a fresh melon. Like that's the only softness I would get would be like a fresh melon. But I could also get like a crisp kind of appley sort of thing. Like the flavor of grapefruit is in there, but it doesn't seem like biting into a grapefruit. Like it does. I don't get any squishiness, but you know,
it's like the interior of a citrus rind. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's the kind of texture I'm getting.
Pickled in sugar. And
this is good. This is my favorite whiskey.
You know what? I think, Joseph, you said earlier we should do a show based on affordable whiskeys, and I think we should do that. We should just like pick whiskeys in the price range that are, $20 to $40, and just like let's do a show on that. I'm all for it.
I think that, because that's a question I just get a lot, and also,
I can't spend $50 on a bottle of whiskey, but
I think also if you're starting out, you don't want to spend that much. Like you're not going to appreciate it. Like start off with, if you're not like, if you like whiskey, but you're not super into it, then start off with something, accessible. I mean, I drank Lefroy for years, which is like a $40 bottle of whiskey.
Which is fantastic, by the way. Nothing.
It's great. Wrong. But I didn't like move out of that flavor profile for like years. And then like, I think it was when I met Andrew that I started to try some different stuff. And I was like, oh, that like, yeah. And it's
I can go back.
It's a journey,
7 years from when you met me. And I can point out to the fact where I came down to, to the company and joined this whiskey society. And I was like, I'm going to come in and show them a thing or two, because I know Lagavulin. I really like Lagavulin. I came in there and was like, I don't know anything about whiskey. What am I tasting? What is this? I didn't know that. What? How? Yeah, it's a big, wide world of taste, and it's just fun to explore. And there's affordable ways to get through it.
And we're just starting too. Like we still need to have some more. Like we do a lot of scotch in the show, but we're starting to branch out. Have some Japanese whiskeys.
Branch out. I'm not going to branch out.
Well, I mean, you can if you
we're
like.
We're going to try some international whiskeys.
It's a deep, wide ocean that is both extremely deep and extremely wide.
There's good whiskeys being made outside of Scotland. That's true. But I still don't like bourbon.
That Texas one you had a while back was.
Yeah, but they're trying to do a malt. They're doing a pure malt whiskey, which is, then they spell it without the E. They are doing a malt whiskey. They're doing the Scottish style kind of, malting. So really good. Balcones. Sponsor me, Balcones. Send us a bottle. Joseph and I would love to try it on the air.
We'll try it on the air. Now I feel like this is going to be a good thing to science, because once again, it is like its powerful personality. It is quite powerful. I feel like water might help it or open it up a bit.
It feels a bit contained, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It feels like it's just like, I'm just withholding something. Wait and see.
Yeah,
I drank too much of this for me to really science. I'm going to have to add a little more to it.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's a tragedy. That's a tragedy, Ian.
Oh. It's good. I like to show my work.
You know what, Ian? A lot of people would be upset with that, but I appreciate you not wasting a drop.
Apologies for doing that on the air.
No.
Everything's
in our society, when a bottle's empty, we will hold that bottle upside down for like 2 minutes to make sure every last drop comes out of that bottle.
Like wring it out. You got to wring it.
Mm-hmm. It's respect for the art that went into making this.
I don't know. This smells a bit more smoky to me, a bit more perhaps sour.
Smoke? A sourness I get more of.
Yeah, weird.
That elephant just won't sleep.
What is that smell?
Hold up, just hold still. It'll be over in a minute.
I smell sleepy elephant.
There's like a weird sour smell in here that I can't quite place. It's like it's one of those things that once I describe what this is, you're going to be like, that's not something I want to drink, but it smells great. It's just like,
oh. It's like lemon scented cleanser under the sink.
Okay.
9 drops. Okay.
It was a single drop. I was very good. You just didn't see it because it wasn't on screen.
But that elephant's sleeping now.
Oh, very much so.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah. definitely a lot more spices in the flavor, more drawn out. It's opened up.
Whoa.
Like I'm not a huge fan of the nose as much. Like I think the nose was better before, but the taste, there's a lot more like things going on.
It's got tangy notes now.
Like a sour candy, or like something that is deliciously sour.
It's just like extracting saliva from your tongue. It's just like that sourness does, with that good sour candy.
Candied grapefruit.
Yeah. Yeah, or like a sour grapefruit candy. Like a hard candy that's, something
it's like a Sour Patch Kid, but it's just like desiccated grapefruit.
But like a sour candy you would get from Haribo in Europe, where it's like they're not like overwhelming in their flavors. Like European candy is like, I don't know, it's got more complexity to it, and it's not like sugar, or like American candy is like sugar, and this is like, more like here's some flavors as well as sweetness,
Oh,
it's really good.
The sourness in this is just like really nice.
I like going back to the nose now after tasting it, because I like it more. It definitely like it more. Yeah, it's very different with water.
Got this like real smooth, sweet, like caramelly, but not quite caramel. It's like powdered sugar finish.
I'd go both ways with water on this. I would like say try it without water and then try it with water, because it is good both ways, but different.
Very different. I'd still like the nose in general better without water. Although now I'm getting like a bit of a sweet tart, or like a smell of like a sour candy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It is that.
Like the chewy sour ones. The what were these called?
Like they used to, sweet tart made like a chewy sour, like large version where you could like bite into it and be like chewy. But also like they do a gummy bears. Haribo does a sour version of the gummy bear. This kind of reminds me of that.
I would believe, yeah. Ian, I hate to get personal, because we've been drinking together.
I mean, I've had 4, so I'm ready.
Okay. You've had 4, well, actually 5 whiskeys, because you had to warm up. After tasting all of those, can you tell us, do you like whiskey?
Do I like whiskey? No, I don't like whiskey. I fucking love whiskey.
So do we.
So do we. Cheers, sir.
Cheers.
Thank you for being on our show. I really appreciate it. I would like to thank Outpost 13 for hosting us. There's a Trek table tomorrow afternoon. Alison de la Cruz's thing. It's fantastic. Later tonight, Tales by Fire. Stick around. It's a single person RPG game. That can't work. It does.
It works so well. I am going to watch that. I'm going to watch that right after this.
I'm so excited. This is season 2. It's going to start tonight. Subscribe to this channel. If you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free. It's so great. Thank you, Aaron Harvey, for the graphics, Cody Bushi for the bot, Thaddeus Wessinger for our tack, and just the fantastic, you saw confetti just going on there just now. You saw all sorts of wonderful things happen. That's all because of Thad and his genius there. Thank you, our guest, Ian, and his hypodermic needle.
We'd like to thank Acme for the props he brought, the Acme company.
Yep. And camera angles. No one else has brought camera angles. I don't even have camera angles. Unless I move my camera, which is not happening because this frustum is the only place clean in my house. And thank you, Ian, for and a mug. Look at that mug.
You missed it. You brought that out earlier.
I missed that.
Sometimes I just need a glass of water.
And thank everyone at home for tuning in and joining us in the chat. We really, really love that. Be good and keep fucking loving whiskey. That's all I got to say.
We love you.
See you next week.
Bye.
Everyone.